Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Olorato and I'm currently living in Korea. So if it's your first time watching my videos, welcome, and I hope you find this video helpful or at least entertaining. So today I'm going to tell you how it's been like for the past 9 months in Korea. So I came here in February of 2020, so this year, Feb. And I came here through EPIC English program in Korea to teach English. So I'm a guest English teacher here. So in the beginning it was fine. It's still fine, but you know, life happens. So when I came to Korea, I was so excited. I mean, I was moving to a new country. I was nervous, but I was mostly excited. And the first thing I noticed was how cold it was. When I came here, it was still winter, I think, yes. And in South Africa, it was summer. So coming from a hot place to a cold place, man, I was not happy about that. But anyway, I was just excited to be in Korea. It was cold and I had to wear a mask. Yeah, so we had to wear masks. So in the beginning, we went to our orientation venue. We had orientation, and that was fun. I met a lot of cool people. I had great roommates and neighbors. So yeah, I'm grateful for that experience. And actually, I'm still friends with some of them today. All of them. Yeah, I'm still friends with them. Yeah. Okay, so and I also met some South Africans there, which was cool, and I'm friends with them as well. But the problem is, all the friends that I met at orientation, they live in other provinces, you know, other cities, Busan, Ansong, Seoul, and when orientation ended, we were sent to our different provinces. So I came to my province, and I live in Daejeon, and I didn't have friends at the time, so I had to make friends. So when we arrived in Daejeon, I met my co-teacher, and she was so welcoming and friendly, and she helped me with a lot of things. So yeah, in the beginning, things were amazing. I didn't really have homesickness at the time. I was just excited, and I didn't have the chance to sit down and be, I don't know, to process what I was feeling, I guess. Basically, I was just excited to start a new chapter of my life and start new problems, you know, because problems are everywhere. You can't run away from them. You know, you start something new, you encounter like new challenges. So yeah. And I was able to meet the previous teacher, and she showed me around the apartment, how to use things in the apartment, and she left a lot of things here, like the couch, mirror. So I'm really happy that she did that. Thank you, thank you. You know who you are. And she showed me around Dunsan, which is like a shopping area in Daejeon. So yeah, that was amazing. And we had quarantine, which was boring, but I mean, it was just for 2 weeks. So during that time, I was just watching Netflix, talking to my family. Sorry. And once quarantine finished, we had to go to work. So I went to my school, and we didn't teach until the beginning of May or the middle of May. And for that period, I was so bored. We just had to wait because nobody knew what was happening with the virus, you know. So yeah, so that was what was happening. So I used that time to look for friends, you know. So I was able to find some friends. It's kind of tricky because people here, they come and go. So I was looking for foreigner friends. It was just easy for me because I don't speak Korean, and it's very hard to make friends if you don't speak Korean here. So yeah, and my co-teachers were there for me. They took me out, to eat, which was lovely. I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll use that time to make friends, and I'm still friends with a few of the people that I met. So what I did was I downloaded Bumble. On Bumble, you have the dating section and for meeting friends, the meet BFF section. So I was able to meet friends through the BFF section, and yeah, so I'm still friends with some of them. Some people I didn't connect with them, but I deleted that app because it can be exhausting at times. You talk to people and they don't make plans to meet, but sometimes I understand because of the pandemic. Sometimes we forget that this year is not normal, so people are very cautious, which I understand. um, and as a teacher, you have to be indoors as well, and I had to stay at home because I like being home, to be honest. Okay, I enjoy being home alone than being out. It's just easier and fun, but if done too long, it can become quite depressing. Yeah, but anyway, yeah, during that time, March, April, I used that time to meet people and just get to know the area. And yeah, so I didn't learn Korean during that time. Okay, so we started teaching in May, and I remember at school, the first time they asked me to do a lesson plan, my co-teacher was like, "Oh, Olu, can you just create this lesson for me?" And I was like, "What? Like, I've never done this like before." So I didn't know. I was like, what am I gonna do? So I had to find a way. I was like, "Do you know that I've never done this before? Like, have you forgotten?" Because the thing is, the previous teacher was there for 4 years. So I don't know. Maybe they expect me to know because I had orientation with Epic, and I also did a TEFL course. Maybe they expected me, but it's not the same, man. When you go to school and when you start working, it's two different things. So yeah, that happened, and I got through that. I just looked at other people's lesson plans and I changed them, and I got ideas from co-share, and the previous teacher also left some lesson plans, so I looked at that, and thank you for that. So I've been teaching online. Started teaching online, and then as the weeks went by, we started teaching online and in person, but the students would come maybe every second week or every third week. Yeah, so it's been that way, online and in person, since maybe July. It's still that way now in November. That's our new normal, and we have to social distance. The students sit on their own, so things are just very limited. You can't really play all the games that you want. You have to always consider COVID. Yeah, so yeah, it's been that way, and I didn't miss home until the end of September. That's when things started becoming began, you know they started becoming difficult for me. I think by that time I realized that there's a chance that I might not be able to go home in January. So my initial plan was to come to Korea, teach, and then go home for the holidays, and which is in January. And looking at the stats right now, I don't think it's gonna happen. So I was just coming to that realization that, you know what, you won't be able to go home. And I was just like sad. I woke up with anxiety, like I couldn't sleep. So I was just going through a lot in October, like September, October, and I was staying at home a lot. Yeah, the biggest mistake: don't stay at home. Go out and talk to people. Yeah, because you overthink everything. Yeah, so actually I've made peace with that now. I don't think I'm going home for winter vacation. To be honest, I miss the food more than the people. I was just going home mostly for the food and to sort out a few things, obviously to see my family. But hey, I haven't had pap in, I don't know, forever, like this, since I came to Korea. Yeah. So if you're coming to South Korea, bring at least 1 kg of pap, something South African. So yeah, it's been that way. um so yeah, October was rough, guys. I had a couple of nights when I broke down, I cried. And this one night I called my sister and I told her, I'm like, I'm having a bad week, I'm having a bad week. and and yeah, I started bringing things from like my childhood. I was like, you guys used to treat me this way, and that's one of the reasons why I left South Africa and moved abroad. I was basically trying to prove a point to them. I think that's one of the reasons, to show my family, my mom, that I am grown. I'm independent. But that's not the only reason. But the thing is, they started calling me every day, so I thought maybe they were checking up on me. When somebody calls you every day at the same time, it's like they're checking to see if you're actually at home in my apartment. But that's not the case. They were just worried that I'm experiencing loneliness or something. In the beginning, I wasn't feeling that. So I was kind of like, why are you calling me so much? So I was bringing a lot of I realized that I have a lot of insecurities that I have to deal with. So yeah, it's been fun living in Korea, but it's not always like fun. And as you see on Instagram, what we post the good times. Also, I've been able to travel in Korea, which is amazing. I'm so happy. I was able to travel to Busan a couple of times, Seoul as well. Even though, yeah, we want to try and stay away from Seoul, but you can travel in Korea. So yeah, I'm grateful that they never went on a national lockdown. It was just social distancing, quarantine, staying at home, going to areas that are not crowded. So yeah, I was able to go hiking. I've been hiking a couple of times. I'm scared of heights, but it's very therapeutic. So yeah. So what I would say is, once you reach that stage when you start missing home, you're becoming homesick, talk to someone about how you feel. A friend, a family member back home, somebody. Or journal, put it down, or record a video. Do something about it and go out. Don't stay in. I stayed in my bed. I was just so sad. And yeah, go out. And the other thing I did was not reach out to people. So sometimes you wait for people because you're thinking, oh, maybe they're too busy, I don't want to bother them. No, bother those people, because most of the time they're just not doing anything. So reach out to people and be like, hey, do you want to do this? Hey, how are you? Instead of just staying at home. So yeah. So since I started going out, like doing stuff, I feel better. So yeah, that's my experience so far. I love Korea. I love the food, but I miss the food back home. And my teachers have been so good, my co-teachers. And that's one thing I prayed for before coming to Korea. I was like, I need a good working environment. My school needs to be like no drama, and they've been great. My school is really great. So I'm grateful. It's huge though. We have about 1,162 students, so just over 1,000, and it's big. But you learn. I feel like I'm still learning in from this job. So yeah, it's been good, but I've had some dark moments as well. You miss home, you miss the food, mostly the food. Yeah, but yeah, it's been good. I love Korea, and I'm gonna do something during my vacation in Korea because you can't leave. Yeah, and the other thing I started doing is having a routine, exercising, picking up hobbies. I took Korean a bit and quit because it was just, I was in a dark place. And I started post crossing. You said you send postcards. So there's this website called Post Crossing, so you can send postcards to like strangers, and they can send postcards to you if you like collecting postcards. And yeah, some of them are here on my wall. Okay, so yeah, it's been fun. Do something new, do something fun. Yeah, it's really fun. So yeah, that's my update, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video, you found it helpful, informative. Yeah, in South Korea we're still cautious when it comes to, you know, coronavirus. So yeah, so I don't know what it's like to experience, to be in Korea. Like I don't know, under normal circumstances, I don't know what that's like. I only know Korea under COVID. That's all I know. Okay, goodbye. What I normally say to my students at the end of our class, I say, okay, that's all for today. Goodbye. Goodbye. Okay, bye.